Hello, my beautiful badgers. Messi Coda back again with another game dev interview. Now, this one took a while to get them on the virtual sofa, but we did it in the end. It's John Martin from Reallusion, creators of CharacterCreator and iClone, and so many more amazing assets to create your characters and bring them to life for Unity or Unreal or any other type of engine that you want to be using. This was part of our 25-hour charity stream we did for Macmillan Cancer Support. Thank you to everyone who put your hands in your pockets to raise over £1,300 for Macmillan Cancer Support. Sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a second. Everybody sitting at home in front of your Google Watches, your microwave, Amazon, Alexa PCs of the future, give a warm and messy welcome to Reallusion guru himself, John Martin, joining me live on the stream for the first time ever. But I've been trying to get him on the stream now for the last 10 years, it feels like. John, mate, welcome to the stream.
Hey, thanks a lot. That's right. We've been persistently chasing this day, and it has finally come. So I think the timing's perfect.
Right? The timing is perfect. The stars have aligned. It was, I mean, it's been a few years that we've been chatting about doing the stream together, hasn't it?
It has. It has. You've probably seen. I mean, that's something that I've learned is how far you go back with some of these tools. So my hat's off to you for knowing about us for a minute and being interested in talking about some of the story and the insight behind the products. I've been fortunate enough to have a front row seat with these great developers and thought leaders in our company for 23 years. I started and built the first website, and I couldn't quit it. I stuck around. I loved it. I to date myself, I was a macro media fiend. I used Dreamweaver and Flash and built a lot of web experiences that way. And so when I first saw uh, Reallusion's tools for simple animation of making a photo come to life, I was like, oh wow, okay, that's going to be the jam. But there's been many evolutions since then. And I know you came on board and saw. At what point was your first experience with our tools?
Oh, see, I was, as I was chatting, I was back in the poser camp.
Yeah, okay.
So I was a poser boy. You know, people aren't. Most people don't even know what poser is. It's
wow.
So
yeah.
Poser is
it's fabric.
Like 20 years ago is Poser.
Sure. Yeah.
Yolan, I use Yolan. You've used everything. Yolan is our resident character creator expert here on the stream.
Awesome.
And Poser became famous for allowing people to make characters like we're seeing now with CharacterCreator. Like you can do it in your bedroom, and it was the first tool, I think, of its kind, wasn't it? Poser was the first one, where you would be able to have ready-made generated human beings, and then be able to animate them, modify them, and do things with them. And
it was probably the earliest of its kind to try and wrap around a UI and an IK of some sort to it. Yeah, it was definitely in a league of its own there for a while. Daz certainly followed suit and built probably the along with the same theory of Poser, a content driven core that you could augment with morphs and such. So really trailblazing stuff, honestly. I remember the first time I used it, and I didn't know quite what to make of it at first. it was incredibly interesting to me, but I suffered from something that Reallusion suffered from early on, and that was like our tools were a little bit ahead of the like a little ahead of the curve, which we like them for them to be certainly. Um, but a lot of times people would ask, especially in pre-YouTube days, um,
Yeah. How do you use
"That's
it?
cool. What do you do with it?" You know? So, YouTube actually added a lot of validity to some crazy 3D content creation in real time. Characters and YouTubers, and it's all over. But the self-publishing era kicked off, right? And regardless of where you found yourself in that spectrum, um, Reallusion tools were a way to either get involved in 2D or 3D animation and share it with people relatively easy. I think Vimeo might have had a little more of a strong, foothold. I still get links for folks sharing on Vimeo, but predominantly it's the influx of YouTube and what it can do, and now people want to build audiences, and it's a whole thing. So um, we were content creating before anybody knew.
What I love is that it lowers the threshold of people being able to get involved in
Right.
these kind of things. So before that,
That's the point.
you needed to know like 3D Studio Max or things like that to be able to even try to do this kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
rigging and animating, and takes like really opens a door for students, kids, people to do stuff in the bedroom. And Yolan says he's made his entire family in Character Creator 3 for a holiday
That's
picture a
awesome.
year or so ago. Was that was the reason you bought Character Creator 3, was to create a holiday photo of your family? That's brilliant.
That's
Brian,
awesome.
Brian from Procedural World says, I've been using CC since the first Character Creator, and now I have the
Yeah.
latest.
Nice. Nice. You've seen the evolution then. It's if anything, my partners are diligent, and are we've got such a talented team of people that have so much I think dedication to their tools, and many of our development staff have been on board since I started. So these are people that you talk about and not to take any shot, but just speaking historically, a product like Poser has been owned by so many different
Yeah.
companies, and I'm sure each one of them added a dash of good, right, to that layer. But it's hard to maintain the vision and scope of a tool if it's just like a pool of developers here and then
How do you
a
keep your
bunch of
identity if you keep on getting
yeah
sold?
yeah, and because it's got to change course, and so that's one of the things that I love about the team that I work with is that they have such a deep history and knowledge of our pipeline across. Because certainly we develop more than one tool: Character Creator for characters, iClone for animation. We also have 2D animation with Cartoon Animator,
Yeah.
but to finish up the 3D side, we have a lot of content available and plugins, plus an online store for single character and motion purchases called ActorCore, or even a way to rig up your own 3D models or content that maybe you've purchased that's not rigged with our AccuRig tool. And so we're constantly developing so that there's different avenues for you to either bring characters to life through our system or ready them for use, in other on other platforms through our system. So that's certainly we love for people to bring characters to life and animate them with iClone, and then either render there or export out to Unreal or Omniverse, or some other content tool or rendering or experience, a game engine that you'd like to see it go to. And so like all of those hows are a lot of what we try to answer as well with interoperability. It's really important, right? So while we're trying to make characters that are cool and look great and have really efficient performance and animation capabilities that let you actually direct characters instead of just making them, use that same walk cycle that everybody uses. It's much more, it's much more nuanced than that. Um, so the all of those components, blended in with making sure that when you hit export and you say FBX or you say USD, you import that into your environment, Unity, Unreal, whatever it may be, and it's going to be what you expect. We also develop plugins like Unreal Engines, um, uh, the live link for that for Unity. We have auto setup for both that and Unreal Engine, and then also connectors for Omniverse. And this just ensures that you have a WYSIWYG from CharacterCreator or iClone on over to whatever engine of choice you've got. So we try to cover the process end to end and let you kind of punch in where you want, like, oh, I need to animate something, or I need to mocap something, or oh, I need a character, or whatever. But all of it could punch into any part of that pipeline, and then also work with, if you're delivering characters to a client, they're not going to look at you like you've got horns. They're going to be like, okay, you know, this will work.
And talking about looking at you got horns. I like the image here on the auto rigging. Because we had in chat, Joe was saying, "Love you guys the free auto rig tool."
Awesome.
There you go. Link. Give me an exclamation mark Reallusion in chat, and you get a link to this stuff. So chat exclamation mark Reallusion. You can spell it with one L or two because I put it. People put typos. You're covered. Hey, so we had someone asking earlier about the previous versions of getting it to work in Unity, and people struggling.
Yep. Yes.
Actually, but before you say that, I gave chat a challenge that typos were covered. Mine's spelled Reallusion, REILL Fusion. You're a git, I gotta say. Thank you, Java, for spelling it correctly. If with one L, not two. Thank you so much.
REALLUS.
And then REELUCION doesn't count either. Downsky.
It's close, but unfortunately, no. We could probably sound it out.
no cigar. All right. So you did like the previous versions, like people struggling and getting into Unity. Is this the thing of the past with CC4?
I think so. So our auto setup is we tend to update as the versions update, of course, for Unity, for Unreal Engine. We usually trail a few weeks behind the release, sometimes faster than others, just depending on what's the update. And so yeah, I think so. There may have been some material anomalies you may have seen, but I believe that those have been overcome. And of course, we pride ourselves on having big ears in the business. So if you come across something, then feel free to share to our support team, and screenshots and all of any kind of issues you may have. But I do understand that it's been updated, so I would give that another go.
One of the things, like we were talking earlier about tools like Poser, chat mentioned Bryce 3D. That's another one. Like, Bryce back in the day. So much stuff and I remember making worlds and scenes in Bryce that now you'd look at it, would be like 640 by 480 probably the resolution now. But it would you left your computer processing overnight and a day to try and generate those images. But these were things that you could afford, and that's one of the things about Character Creator and the other suite of tools is that they're actually affordable. I mean, they're not like, £2, but they are affordable, and you've got free trials. That's a huge
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So Poser and Bryce, and at the time 3D Studio, it was before it was 3D Studio Max, I guess, but Autodesk 3D Studio. These were the first three things that I had exposure to. And in 3D Studio, I wanted to make I wanted to make shapes that were chrome with sky reflections, and I
Mm.
thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Um, so that materials, obviously, but in Bryce, that was a whole different thing. Having worlds as fractals, and later on Mojo World, same creator. Um, and we've talked about Poser, but to talk a little bit more about Bryce and Mojo World, that software was created by Ken Musgrave, and um, he's like one of my heroes in 3D software and development because um, he put a like in a weird way. Not like I love the technology, love it because it made me think that oh my god, I can make entire planets because that's what Mojo World is. It was like you could make a planet that you could zoom all the way into the banks on an ocean, and um, amazing fractal, world building. But it was because this was back during the heyday of big trade shows. Like Comdex was at its final end, like breathing its last breath, but that was the biggest one in Las Vegas running before CES. And I just seriously dated myself by even mentioning that. But SIGGRAPH, of course, for the years, I've been to 20 plus of them to also further do that. But my point is that we were at um, we were at a SIGGRAPH show, and Ken Musgrave was set up there with Bryce and Mojo World when Mojo World was launching, and they had, if you remember when Pink Floyd launched Pulse and the CD DV or the CD box had a flashing red light on it. You remember that?
No.
You don't remember that. Okay. All right. Well, take my word for it. It did. Okay.
I
And I
believe
was a packaging nerd. I guess that's why I wound up in marketing, but I thought that it was the coolest thing. It had this big flashing red light that was strategically positioned onto these statues on this box and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, um, so when Ken Musgrave released Mojo World, he had this foul, like kind of red light flashing on the cover of this. The manual and the software was all this spiral bound, translucent notebook, and with this flashing red light. And I remembered, oh my gosh, this is crazy. What is this stuff? And so he told me about Mojo World. They had just launched it, and I met him, and he was just this super nice dude. So why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because I remember him mostly because of just how nice and approachable and talkative.
Mm.
And that's one of the things I loved about meeting certain people in tech is that a lot of people want to talk about
Yeah.
like the things they've gotten a chance to do, and they are approachable. And so yeah, he's one of my favorite guys and definitely laid some groundwork for beautiful environment creation in the future.
Oh, awesome stuff. And this, I was talking earlier with Mark Ripley on the stream, and saying how we known each other for like over 20 odd years, and it, from just like talking on a forum on a nowadays you call it Discord, but
Yeah.
and that's the thing, like a lot of everyone's just so approachable, and I remember back in my Scala days and a load of stuff, like everyone is approachable, and you like feel like, oh, I shouldn't reach out to someone because they're on another level
Right.
or they'll never respond back. No, they do. Like, people respond back. They are human beings. So that's what I love about not only our industry, but I think games in general, right? I'm going to
Yeah,
say games in general
sure.
are fantastic, and because by definition, when we're doing games, is to bring people joy,
Mm-hmm.
and people who work in an industry where it brings people joy get joy from talking to other people about what they do and motivating other people to do that. Um, and I think that's what makes it special, and that's why there's a lot of people in their bedrooms wanting to do this, and wanting to get involved in that. Um, I think we're very fortunate, and
No,
also like
I agree. And
just
it's
do,
like for our like our methodology is very much the same. We've always been like super pro creator, pro indie creator. That's why like in 2005 when iClone released, there was a movement at the time that had gained a lot of attention, certainly in
I remember that.
the gaming world, and that was machinima. And a lot of folks were getting a chance to share their stories that way, and it got so popular that it got a response from gaming companies. They were not super thrilled that their IP was being used
Yeah,
to tell completely different stories.
I I
Um,
was involved in a lot of those. I gotta say.
where are you now? Tell
Yeah.
me about it. What can you tell me about your?
Well, no, I'm not going to tip my butt. That's actually possibly how I'm. Around the time like when I met my now wife. Was
Nice.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that people sitting in their bedrooms, right, becoming filmmakers with tools that they would never get their hands on. In a zoos. I was fortunate that I actually studied, filmmaking and did media comms
Yeah.
and multimedia, um, and I was trained by six very very experienced and industry veterans, and learned how to do compositions and storyboards and all these kind of things, and got to do video editing and fancy technology. Well, nowadays you got mobile phones more powerful, but people in their bedrooms didn't have that, and it's tools like iClone and Assembler that gave people these opportunity to be get their stories told, and I think it's really powerful. I love it.
No,
I'm a
that's
huge
just
fan.
the yeah. I agree. I totally echo that, and it's something that drives us is to um, allow those that have an aspiration to be storytellers and use animation as a format, or create a character that has the ability to go support some kind of real time widget you've developed, right, in AR or VR, or on some kind of chatbot platform. All of these things. It's interesting how the need for characters has grown and gotten so much more broad um, over the short, say, 3 to 5 years, in that amount of time. And so, character creator has evolved in such a way to try and serve all of those areas, and for the user what they want to build. We try to give those tools there with everything that we've added, like with Headshot 2 and with AccuRig and so on. Um, so it redefines what a character is, and um, at the same time, it doesn't um, it doesn't overcomplicate the process, because we want to allow Reallusion always wants to allow the easiest threshold for people to start,
Mm.
and then the amount of depth that you want to take it to. You can go really deep on both tools with what you're actually doing with it. But you can also start, create your first character, and have something that is interesting for you to change up and try different things with while you're learning, without committing to doing anything. So I think it's an experience platform which plays really well to I think the kind of creators we all like to be right now. It's fun to see the result of an idea. That's why AI I think is so prominent right now. If you get going down that rabbit hole, it can serve you as an artist to give you things to throw into the mix as ingredients, not necessarily as the old, the finished baked product, but um, all these tools I think help people just formulate their ideas and get characters or concepts flowing much faster. And certainly if you want to build your project and keep going, then a lot of tools there for that, motion editing and so on.
Talking about headshot, we're gonna dive in. You're gonna share your screen with me, aren't you? We're
Yeah.
gonna do some stuff. Now, there was a question in chat earlier about Unity. Uh, Like, do you need to have special licensing then to like if you go out and buy Character Creator 4, are they able to use it then with Unity and Unreal and make a game and they're licensed and they're covered, they're safe, they're not gonna have to go out and buy extra licenses?
So what you need to have is our auto setup for so you'd have to have like if you just want the character over, you can just have character creator. If you want to have a character with some um, custom animation, then you would also want to have iClone. But both tools, either independent or combined, have the ability to export to Unity, and that is that gives you on the other side. Unity needs what's called auto setup on that side installed, and then once you have our plugin installed, everything kind of gets put in its place, and characters will use the HDRP rendering in order to be viewed properly with the shaders.
But they don't need an additional license. I mean, the standard retail license legally they don't have to like then go out and buy another Unity licensed special Unity license for Character Creator. When they've just bought it from your Reallusion store, they're covered.
Right. Yeah, no, you should be fine. If you have that and you want to export it, you don't need to purchase necessarily another. I'm just checking on this to make sure that what we have for you
Double
to
checking
get
so the
on.
lawyers don't get involved.
Yeah, just double checking for you.
While you're
I
double
like it.
checking that,
Yeah.
another question: will the facial mocap come to Android? Because I know it's available for iPhone, but Mac and Apple. Yeah, I agree with you. Mac and Apple suck. Uh, yeah, is the facial mocap coming to Android?
I think it's certainly possible. I'm not going to say that it's something that is on the books right now that I know of as a solution. But obviously, it makes a lot of sense for us to lean in that direction. Um, However, we are a small company, so we do development in sometimes in rotation. So we want to make sure that we're providing um, all of our current tools, the biggest. And so maybe that would come later. What I would suggest is that right now, even beyond the or the phone based app like LiveLink or LiveFace, which uses the AR kit for the phone camera, you can use your phone right now as Android for use with our AccuFace.
Oh,
And AccuFace runs off of a video link. And so it can either be live video, like your webcam, or it can be recorded video, like with your phone. You could record video just like you were like FaceTiming somebody. You could record video and then export that and put it into our AccuFace, and then that will take that model or the video and transfer it into a talking character. And so that can work on anything. So hold on just a second. Maybe that's where we can start showing you guys a little bit more information.
I'll let you to load that up. While you're loading that up,
Yep.
we've had the first bug report of the night. Character
Okay, bring it.
Character Creator 4 auto setup is great for getting it in, and baking it, that feature is nice. However, shaders and materials were not correct, and the mouth fix, although the mouth fix was easy to implement, HDRP requires a lot of fixing after bringing it in. Now, I would say, I'm going to play, devil's advocate. I'm going to look on the side of anyone who develops anything for HDRP has to deal with the fact that Unity, every time you wake up in the morning, Unity have done another breaking change update with HDRP. So I will let people have a pinch of salt when it comes to dealing with HDRP updates. I'm just going to go out there and say it. But
I would
what's your
say
view on
that
that?
let me look at our Unity auto setup and see what version that's rated for you real quick.
This is yet another reason why HDRP is not ready yet, in my opinion. Like, oh, come on. I mean, it's beautiful, and we need HDRP to be able to compete with Unreal.
Where's the chat, Tony?
If you go to the Twitch, you can see the chat on there. Let me share my screen with you. Able to? I'll show you the chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the Discord.
Yeah, hang on. Screens. There you go. Share you the window of the chat bot.
Awesome, thank you. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm going to give you this here, I guess, in R.
There we go. Hello, here.
Okay, that's the if you want to drop that into your Twitch channel, that's the auto setup for Unity for Character Creator. So you definitely want to make sure you have all of this installed.
I'll push another link to the correct spelling. There we go. Boom. There you go, chat. Right, what are you going to show me then on the? What are we going to break together live on stream?
Okay, let me go ahead and do that.
Oh, Dowie says, as someone who doesn't look at what Unity breaks every day, you do look. Right? Someone who does look, because Dowie makes shader packs for Unity, HDRP and URP. I feel URP is far more with breaking changes. Well, they are updating URP more to try and actually make it something that's usable. Either way, the moral of the story is any shader render pipeline from Unity is constantly breaking stuff. I know we've probably still got in chat Black Mage who loves HDRP. Black Mage, if you are in chat still, I apologize. I know HDRP is your bag, but yeah. I'm not converted yet. Maybe Character Creator is what's going to convert me. If we're using HDRP with Character Creator to make these beautiful faces. I do feel that sometimes the only way we are getting to be on an even playing field with Unreal and MetaHuman is by using Character Creator. It's like part of me thinks that one day you're going to get bought out, and I wish it never happened. I hope Unity never buys out Reallusion, because if they do, you'll end up just getting deprecated and forgotten about within a few months. So if Unity ever come knocking to try and buy out Reallusion, please make sure you say no.
We might add a thank you at the end of it, but it'd probably be generally about that.
Yeah.
we're happy being the size that we are. We got a little family, and we're good. That's why we have a partnerships division, because we love working with other people too. So, yeah, it's a wild landscape out there for everyone. And so for development, you constantly have a sea of choices. And for our side of it, we kind of stay in the lane for characters and animation, um, for motion solutions, for character creation solutions, and everything in between and where those two worlds meet. Since we were talking about Unity, one thing about our website is that we have a pretty good resource for everything that we touch. And we try for characters to be like a center spoke of like, who is Reallusion. It's like if we were if if we were a company that was character centric and motion animation centric, then you could consider us like at the center of a wheel with all the spokes for reaching out into every other piece of software, platform, engine that these characters can touch, and enable users to be able to get them there. So it's not about a closed environment that, hey, we want you to come work in Reallusion software and stay there. It's all about getting your resources so that characters can be a solution that you can create, or that you can access already created quickly, however you need it, but you can create and then put them in your productions. So, that's the solutions that we provide, and they're very accessible as a whole. It's all about being able to generate the kind of style of characters that you really want, and um, and have them match either an artistic style, or achieve a client style that you've been asked. And our stuff is used throughout media entertainment, throughout simulation, and visualization and industrial, like architectural, engineering, and construction. And then more and more in metaverse and social media experiences where avatars are living. And this has a lot to do with avatar interoperability. And so whenever you create with our system, character creator, and animate with iClone, then you have an assurance that you're not just playing with um, software that seems that it has made it a little easier for you. You're really creating things that, yeah, it is easier, but it's also more productive, and or as productive. Let's just say it's as productive as what you would need, but it's something that I think you got more control, creative freedom with. Um, but what I really wanted to drive at is this right here, and that is, when you think of us about the ecosystem and what Reallusion develops, whenever you're working with our tools with Character Creator or iClone, what you're really doing is you're creating content that goes out to all of these different areas via export, or content that can come in or round trip through asset import and round tripping. So it connects to your digital content ecosystem right now in a way that you may not be as aware of how useful these tools are, and how we've spent a lot of time not just making them look good in the viewport, or a good experience at a certain like productivity level or performance level, like for a mobile game. um, you know we've put things like LOD systems in so that you can manage making a character, but making it useful at 5,000K or 500,000K, depending on what your experience needs to be for that level of detail. So Reallusion is not just a, oh, I can make digital humans kind of company, or this. Certainly that's it, but it's much more so a pipeline for all of these tools to be part of something bigger in your creation. To support that, we have content stores, marketplace, and our actor core. So, just to give you a little bit of an idea with it, and we talked about facial animation. So, with our characters, um, inside character animator or I'm sorry, character creator, you can generate characters that are ready um, for coming to life, and they have a number of blend shapes already built in. And of course, you can model these characters and use your own textures and so on to develop your own custom looks very easily. But once you do, this is going back to the question about how can I use my Android phone? Well, this is one way. AccuFace can take any video source, certainly if it's been recorded, or a webcam live feed, and let you do facial animation in a really new way. Um, this is, let me turn this down a little bit. This is now in support of our partnership and long standing development relationship with NVIDIA. So this is utilizing the Maxine um, uh, platform from NVIDIA, and then also our facial animation system to bring video facial animation to anyone that wants to do it via a simple video feed or video file. So even with recorded videos, you can bring those in and then just search for a few different facial expressions, like when the mouth is closed, when the brows are up, when the brows are down. And based on that, you're able to set up the character for animation. And these characters can sing, they can talk, they can, in fact, the audio that you get from the video source will also be translated into our iClone AccuLips. And AccuLips is a way for audio to be translated into text and then aligned along the timeline so that you have the correct uh, lip shapes as well as the facial performance from the video. So you can see on the left without AccuLips, you have that performance. With AccuLips, you have the same motion capture from the video, but the lips are actually much more in tune with the performance and have more detail. So this is a very unique pipeline for facial animation. It's not just motion capture. There's a lot more that goes on in this way, and it's completely agnostic as to what kind of camera yeah, what kind of camera that you want to use, whether it be your phone cam or if you want to use a digital SLR, if you want to use something very high end. Um, typically there's some best use scenarios like having a contrast background, having a clear lit face with no shadows. But you can see even with someone with a beard, it still follows just fine. The one of the things I love about this is that whenever I work with a client and I'm doing maybe some facial animation for them, then I can ask them. In the past, I might ask them to give me a reference video. But now that reference video, if I say, hey, if you can you just do a FaceTime like video for me of your performance that you want, then I can certainly use that.
Oh,
And
wow.
then maybe I overdub the voice actor later and use the AccuLips for that. But this is something that really makes collaboration, uh, on a whole new level. So AccuFace is part of iClone. It is a plugin, and it's a good example of like when you purchase iClone, how can you then start to add on different components that are going to do exactly what you want with that.
That's beautiful.
So yeah, yeah. So
Stunning.
that's IQ Face.
I love the fact that like Brian earlier was like, I've been using Character Creator like all throughout, and then like watching this about the ice, like you're talking about iClone in this suite of tools. But I was like, that's really cool. I didn't know this. So someone who's been using every version of Character Creator can still learn new things about what you can, different tools you can be using from the suite of tools over at Reallusion. There you go, bud. Yolid
There we
says,
go. See.
I you'll actually use this. I spent a good deal of time integrating Character Creator's blend shapes in our talk to TTS system, text to
Yep.
talk system last year.
Yep.
Very useful. I loved using them for my virtual avatar for real-time tracking as well. That's how I did my avatar on stream for a long time. And he then goes to
Nice.
say, I haven't tried using any of the new stuff yet. I'll have to give it a try. You will have to give it a time, yo. Give it a try, Yolan. See if you enjoy it.
Yeah, you can get
It's
free
nuts.
trial. That's the thing I was gonna say. We have that available on our website, so free for 30 days. You sign up for membership, and then you can get that, and it's full bore. You can enjoy it. There's some system requirements and so on here that you can take a look at and make sure you're good for it. But as long as it's a gaming level machine, then you're in great shape for iClone. For Character Creator, you can get by, with about the same thing, maybe a little less, but I would still definitely
Do you need a
check it
good
out.
CPU? Like I've got a nice graphics card, but my CPU is like from 100 years ago. So is my do I is it good enough having a good GPU, or do I need a good CPU?
I think no. I mean, it's nothing short of like if you're playing any kind of video game on your machine, you're probably in good shape if you're happy with
No, good, good,
the app.
lovely,
So
lovely,
you're
lovely.
probably like yeah. Obviously, the more the better, right? Always with that kind of sort of thing. And certainly a reason why that hardware companies love when we update. So.
That's-
Um, one of the other key things right now to talk about, like what's new, certainly in our ecosystem, is crowd simulation as part of this.
oh,
Because
here we go.
when you create these characters, what do you do with it? And obviously, you can make them walk, talk, and so on. But if you want to do visualization and create um, scenes that have background, midground, walkways, interactions, and maybe avoidances, so that if there are interactions, that they don't just pass through each other,
Oh,
right?
nice.
Um, the crowd sim system is pretty robust. It allows you to have custom nav meshes. You can take your scenes, and iClone will generate a nav mesh based on that. Um, and all of this is actually a free addition to iClone 8.4. So when everyone updated 8.4, they got all these tools, and you can see that it's really adaptable to being able to make motions where you can add as many characters as you like to a scene. You can add um, a a group of motions, and it will cycle through matching motions with characters and giving you your crowd sequences. So the walk path system is pretty cool for generating your city scenes, and um, yeah, being able to, like, we've had our path system for quite some time, but things are much more smart with this crowd sim, and really takes visualization to the next level, because you may just have a building that needs to have um, some work on visualization done, but you can populate it really easy and have custom tools like along with the nav mesh or groups. You can actually have flocking, so that when groups of people move through objects, they as a group avoid them and then regroup in the best order.
Oh, that's like,
um,
but you've got these like with iClone, you've got it working with Unreal. Like,
yeah.
does it work? Like, can I use all of this and then output to Unity and render this in Unity?
You
Or
can. So yeah, you can put all of this down to FBX, right? And each one of these characters would have an FBX performance and so on. So you could generate, you could bring your objects over and do a nav mesh based on those, and then do your motion, and then take everything back, your characters and your motion back, over and place them into your game engine. So totally, you could do that. There will be more and more live addition and sequencing that will come as well. But this this gives you a lot of tools to be able to come up with um, a scene, population that you can see the avoidance system there. Here's the flocking with that off, and if we turn it on, you can see they all spread out, and then they'll regroup in the best order that they can. So a lot of smart tools. We also have cartoon motions now as part of our motion director, which is motion director allows you to pilot a character through a scene like a locomotion system. And so we have a cartoon motion system now. Plus, you have the ability with all of our motions to add custom triggers, as many as you like, and then change the blends on them as well. So all of this motion has been generated with custom triggers, and they've added reach targets and so on, so that anytime you would load these up, they would behave such a way. You can see.
like you could
So
spend
very
hours,
robust.
you could spend weeks learning, learning new stuff that you're doing this. Now, one thing I loved about those videos, that it was showing the characters that you can buy in your actor store, right? But are people able to sell stuff in your Reallusion stores, or are these only things generated and created by Reallusion are sold in the store?
Oh no, you can. So we have a marketplace for folks to be able to sell content, and so there is an entire submission process and everything. We have a really robust content team that works with our third party customer creators, and so all of that is in the marketplace. So if you're interested in that, then you could look up Reallusion Marketplace and into building content. For developers, we also have a open Python plugin API that if you're interested in building on top and creating some custom solutions with iClone, then that would be another way to do that too.
Awesome. There you go. I want to see those donations coming in. Boom. I think we had one. Did we have one? We just had one. Anonymous.
All
10
right,
quid. There you go.
raffles back on.
Raffles back on. Keep those donations going. Just because somebody donated 10 quid and was generous. And did you know, John, that Macmillan, right? He started with getting 10 quid. He was given 10 quid and he used that £10 to start the ball rolling on this charity. So the Macmillan charity started because he was given £10 and he was like, I'm going to help my dad who's got cancer. Died of cancer. I don't want other people to die, to go through what he went through. And he, with his 10 quid, he started this charitable, which now has become Macmillan Cancer Charity Support. From 10 quid, everyone I have, from 10 quid, it is now turned into a charity that helps millions of people. So a lot can be done with 10 quid. Never think that 10 quid's not a lot of money. You can do a lot with it. You can change lives. You can change the future with £10. And talking about changing the future, Reallusion are helping change the future. I know Sengoku is like saying 10 quid in 1910 is worth a lot more than it was in 19. I know, mate. I wasn't going to go on that exchange rate. I'm trying to encourage people to donate 10 quid. Not if they want to donate 1,400 quid, they can donate that as well. But
Absolutely.
So anyway, as I was saying, talking about changing lives, the amount of control that you have in your hand with Character Creator has changed the lives for thousands of game developers in their bedrooms to be able to make things that previously was only available to AAA studios. What are you going to show us, mate?
So, Character Creator, we've talked a lot about it, but I want to just go ahead and load it up. And this is so Camilla is one of the characters that you get with with Character Creator. You get some default content, and then also there's a huge marketplace for expanding what you want or bringing in and rigging up what you want. But these characters are set up and ready for facial animation and body animation, and you have control over everything from the character look to the body morph, and so on. And so, like, whenever you work with characters in Character Creator, you're really only limited by how you want them to turn out. And so, what I thought we would do is walk through one simple way that we can make characters. There's a couple of different methods that you can use with our plugin Headshot, and I'm just going to start up a new project here. Um,
How long did
so
Headshot take to develop? How long was that in the works for?
Typically we're doing development cycles, around 18 months or so, and during that time we went through a lot of iteration. Um, so usually about that time, but it's been ongoing, right? So Headshot is in its second iteration now, and what's really cool with it now is that you have the ability to use a 3D mesh also, or a single image, which the image was the way of it before. And so we've added the ability for you to do a 3D mesh as well. So what I want to do is load up one of the characters um, from the um, from the photographs that we have here that we can fit and show you. Basically, it's a really simple process for you to be able to do it. So we will say, let's see, let's just do something. You want to pick one of these? Let's say,
Oh, you know which one I'm biased towards, mate.
which one?
The one in
From
the
the
top
bottom?
left. The one in the top left-hand corner.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, no, I know which one you're doing.
You
So
know,
this
you know,
guy,
you know what I'm biased towards. So I'll let you
I
choose.
know, I know, I know exactly why. And this fella right here, do him, and he has eclipses eyes. I'll show you in a minute after we do another one. That one right there. We'll do our friendly clown here,
Oh, he's a
just
friend.
for
He's a
fun.
friendly fellow, isn't he?
So um, this mechanism allows you to select um, what type of gender body type you want, and then basically the skin type. So I'm just gonna set those parameters, and then Character Creator does lots of amazing stuff. This is just one certain um, tool that it has in its arsenal to create characters on the fly. And so typically, if you had an idea for a character, or you had a photograph of someone or something like that that you turn into a 3D character, then this is a pretty quick way of going about it with Character Creator. And then you get the benefit of using all of the different character creation tools
Mate,
that
the scroll the
that are
progress
there
bar
for
is covering his privates in a perfectly positioned place. Sorry, mate.
you. Isn't that
Okay,
funny?
for cutting you up.
Yeah,
That's
he's
hilarious.
very discreet like that.
It's like you
Yeah.
planned it for a family stream. It's like I just cover his privates with the progress bar. Sorry for interrupting, but I had to.
He should blush though at this point, don't you think? Oh,
Yolan,
so
you use this feature for doing your family photo. Hang on a minute. A single image. Did you use a single image of your entire family in this? Or did you do one image per family member, Yolan, when you did your family? That's fascinating.
yeah,
I love the fact that a single image for each family member. I love the fact that a lot of people in chat are using this tool now already.
that's
Um,
awesome.
It's brilliant. Looks
Yeah,
like the
it's a
bar is
popular
stuck on something. Sorry, mate.
So the way that it got its name, Headshot, is that we beta tested this software, this tool, while we were working. My brother and I were working on Suicide Squad, um,
Oh, wow.
and let's see.
That's a name drop there, mate.
Yeah, yeah. So we were working on Suicide Squad, and on Suicide Squad, the film, we did 16 scenes of previs with these characters. And what we would do is we would take the software and then bring in the headshots of the actors and develop digital doubles for them that we used in the previs of the 16 shots that we did on that film. And so it was funny because sometimes the cast members would change and we would just get the next headshot and put it together. So ultimately, it became, we called this Headshot. So, but yeah, you can see you can get a character going pretty quick on that. I've actually done let's see, a number of these, and I'll show you. So this is another Toon character generated and fit with a single image. And so it's not just limited only to humans for sure. Although on this one it worked really well.
Oh, that's great. Look at that. By the way, Fresh Meat dropped in a £50 donation. Thank you so much,
Nice.
Freshy. We're at 542 towards our 1,000 total.
And there's your clown.
That's going to give me nightmares tonight. What are you showing me that for, John? What are you doing that for?
Sorry. And then sometimes it does some things that are a little non-conventional but cool. I kind of like this guy,
Yeah, it's turned into
and
like a robot face, isn't it? Like a...
yeah, yeah, like it's certainly in there um, on the image, but let's see. Where you can
Now,
see.
you mentioned the other day when we were chatting that sometimes big eyes can cause it problems.
Right. So sometimes they can, and with
Was that the problem with the one I gave you?
yeah. So basically, it's cutting off mid. So it same reason why I'm not doing any of my aliens there either for that.
Oh, the big-eyed alien look.
Yeah, yeah. It's more human. You generally is going to work better. Like I can show you if we do him.
Yeah, do him. Let's see it break.
All right.
Let's see it break. Fresh Meat, you got to come back before we do the raffle, mate. Fresh Meat's going to grab some eats. This is always wanting to destroy things. Yes, I mean that's part of the joy of the channel is that when we have these live dev interviews and we do demos, and then something breaks, it makes it more fun, doesn't it? Chat. It's always fun
Right.
when things
So
break.
yeah, I'll show you kind of what that like. It's okay. So it's not unfixable. We could fix this, I think. But for whatever reason, on this tune model, it's not a big fan. Now, what I would probably do in an instance like this is I would want the original, like maybe a Blender file of that character or something like that, and then with the 3D scan, I'll show you guys next um, that takes it to a whole different level of exact matching in terms of what you can create with it. In fact, while that's loading up,
What formats can it accept? Like, can I upload an FBX? Like, does it
can
have
you
to?
upload?
Does
Oh,
it have to for the mesh?
OBJ or FBX I think is fine. And then for character creator, um, and then you go through the wrap process to make it work. And
How is it for photogrammetry scans?
for people, really good for anything, any kind of person. You can take a look at this. This shows a bunch of different characters I've done with Headshot 2. And it doesn't really matter about what I'm saying because this is from an old speech that I recorded for a talk with NVIDIA. This is a character creator. That's Headshot 2. All of these are character creator models.
There's something very scary about a cow with human teeth, dude.
And this is using AccuFace.
So this is done from having a mesh to be able to handle having the big eyes then?
Yes. Yeah.
Yoda's looking a little bit more like Donald Trump than Yoda, though.
He's been eating Twinkies.
Did the cow have human ears? I didn't notice the ears. I was so distracted by the teeth. Go back to the cow, mate. Zoom fast forward to the cow. Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, isn't it? The ears, a little bit worrying. I wouldn't say human. I wouldn't regard those as human, but yeah, that cow's going to give me more nightmares than the scary clown is. I've got to tell you that. Oh my word!
My work here is done.
It made me wee myself for the rest of the stream in fear. If it wasn't phasmophobia, it was the cow, the teeth and ears. Bacon and Games is just gifted. We've just been given more gifts, mate. We've been doing a donation of 25 quid from Bacon and Games. Who's coming on after you? Very soon. Oh, we've got to come to the end of it. Oh my word! And Evil Acro, happy to support 30 quid. Thank you so much, both of you. Putting the top. Lovely badge, beautiful badges. That is fantastic. Oh my word! So that's the eyes. I don't know. The eyes are a bit sexy.
So you can see with a little work, like we could work it out. I think with maybe some Photoshop real quick and get it together. But you know, that's the basis for getting started. And of course, we'd work with doing the morphs on the body, probably even something like right away. Come in here and
if I had like some characters, right? I'm looking at this from a scenario game development, right? And I've got my models. If I look at that body, that's exactly like my body, mate. It can make me feel.
Is that right? Is that you?
That is me. That is very accurate. And I import in my characters that I would have had in Unity. I animate their faces talking with the iClone lip sync, and then am I able then to export it with the lip synced animations back out into Unity as an FBX animation?
Yes, everything.
That is lovely.
That is correct. You would definitely be able to do that.
Oh mate. All right, are we giving away? Is it a copy of Character Creator and iClone to the same winner, or are we doing two separate winners? What are we doing?
It would make one very powerful winner.
Or if we give it to two winners, then it encourages them to go buy the missing assets that they don't have.
Yes, or they could just go hang out with each other.
Yeah. Do you know what we'll do two separate winners then?
Okay.
All right. So. Bacon and Games, I do apologise. I know we are going to be having it tight. Okay, so we'll do iClone first. iClone, and I can't believe it's up to version 8 already. Give me an exclamation mark raffle in chat. At least put some hair on me, John. At least
I'm
Now,
working on it. I'm working on it.
I
We need
wouldn't.
to
We
conform.
had this chat the other day about moustaches. So, is there a tool for brushing, combing the moustache into a different style? Like, can I comb the hair and the facial hair? Can I make it longer? Because you don't
Comb
get.
it. I don't know about comb it per se.
How do I style the moustache? Because you don't have my moustache that curls up.
No,
How
no.
do,
The
how do I
closest
do
thing we
that?
have is no, we don't. But you could bring it in as an OBJ and place it on the face as an accessory. You could kind of stylize it somewhere, bring in a model. You might even be able to search like Sketchfab and find your mustache on Sketchfab and
But
then bring it in.
but how would it handle to make it look like with the strands of hair and stuff? Does character creator handle all of that? Like if I've got the
It
mesh of the
doesn't do
shape.
groom. Yeah, like we don't do groom so much. Like I'm thinking more of like you would need to be looking for a 3D object like a mesh as opposed to groom. Groom's something different. We don't handle that yet.
Yet. Yeah, I like the yet. Because I need my moustache, mate. I
You
put
need that. That's important.
I put a lot of effort into grooming, mate. Anything that the heartache it comes from having one of these moustaches, right, and having soup, right, or eating a sandwich like Sam Neill. You've seen Sam Neill,
Right.
right? That's the one I'm thinking of, isn't it? With the massive moustache, who's in all the Cowboys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I know
Every
you're
time
talking.
he eats a sandwich, he's eating half a moustache, right? That's a lot of effort it takes to keep that. That's a life decision. And we have to be rewarded by having our moustaches represent. Representation is very important these days, John.
It's very important. This is true.
Very
This is true.
important.
You might be able to find something that gets close to your hair. Maybe.
Oh my word, yeah, that is close. Hang on, you had it. Where was my. There you go. You had it. That one there.
It was close.
No, no, there we go. Why you keep going past my hair?
Where?
That one there.
This one?
Yeah.
I think I even have a
No, not my hook. I had a mohawk when I was younger. No.
You don't
That's
want a
it.
mohawk now?
Nah, I want that one. I want that one. It's like you're tormenting me. You do it on purpose. You're like you're showing it and then you're taking it away. You giveth and you taketh, John.
I like it. You're like, listen, listen, listen.
There it
Oh,
is.
this one's quite large.
That's it. A little bit more dark on the grey, and
Yeah,
we're sorted. How do you change the colours then?
actually.
You're not going to give me bunny ears, are you?
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
There's the moustache.
I knew we had it.
Oh my God, you've got it. Right,
Okay, so
right.
now what
Give
we
me a
need
little
to
sexy
do.
beard to go with it.
Okay.
Oh, this is worth the entry fee. Right, picking the winner. The winner of iClone is Watch Me Create Games. He's finally won something tonight. And he's donated. Thank you so much, buddy. Oh my, that looks just like me. A little bit young, granted,
A little young.
a little bit young, but
Let's see.
right. Character Creator 4 has just started, peeps. Gluxy says I can't raffle because of a 1 month delay. What month delay? What's this 1 month delay? Hang on. There's a 1 month delay? I didn't configure a 1 month delay. Hang on. Where is this 1 month delay? Right, hang on. Reset. Hang on. Starting the raffle again. Anyone who's already raffled is in. A 1 month delay. Okay. I did not realise that I set it to a 1 month delay. That is hilarious. Followers only, 1 month delay was switched on. Okay. Do you know what? That is quite funny, I've got to say. I do apologise. Make sure you follow. Click on the follow button. I do need a beard, though. I do need a beard, John.
Do you need a beard? Okay.
I do need a beard. I love the pose. Oh. That's what I was doing at Unite. That is very accurate.
Right there, exactly.
That is.
That's a recreation. It's a dramatization of that.
That is what I was doing on the stage at Unite. Okay. What beard are you going to give me, though, mate? What beard are you
going to
going
to do? A beard. Let's do a beard.
Okay. The winner is Sanyo. Sanyo's won another asset. Sanyo, congratulations. You know what that means, Sanny? You have to go over and do more donations. Exclamation mark charity. Exclamation mark charity in chat. Exclamation mark charity in chat. More donations. More donations. We need more donations in chat. Because we need to hit the 600 mark, right? We're 40 quid short of 600. Well, 33 quid short of 600. Okay? So come on. Charity. Do it. This is stunning. All right, this is really nice. Okay, boys, you've won. Go over to Reallusion's website, exclamation mark, Reallusion. Oh my word, say that 5 times fast when you're tired, mate. And get yourself an account signed up with your email address, and then pop over in the Discord and let me know the email address you signed up to. And then after the stream, we'll sort that out. Obviously not now, because we're doing a 24-hour stream. Boom. God, thank
There we go.
I've got to say, the soulless eyes are a little bit disturbing for me. But the fact that you've got representation for my moustache, it's maybe forgiven you. I knew you would have it in there somewhere.
We promise to do better next.
It's in there. I mean, it's the fact that it's in there. It's not in the list. Although, go back to moustache. There was something there in the moustache. The screen you just had of moustaches and beard.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay.
There was something that I just saw. Here. No, it was the other. You had a different window open, different folder. There, ducktail. That moustache.
That okay.
Look at that moustache that he's doing. Is it? Or did my eyes deceive me, or is that curly?
It's got a bit of a curl.
Got a bit of a curl. Can you zoom in? When they work together, they work well together. I think that's got a bit. It's got a bit of a curl on it. I mean, it's not as not dynamic. All right, I'm gonna have to love you and leave you, John. Thank you so much for coming.
Very good, everybody. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Good luck with the charity event, and keep donating.
Thank you, pal. And can't wait to have you back on.
For sure, man. We'll do it again. Thank y'all.
Definitely. Catch you later. What a beautiful badger. What? Looks like cool software. Very cool software. Very cool software indeed. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button, and right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.